up, guys? One of the things we're doing here to the Jetta again is I went and bought uh, fog lights for the 2019 MK7 Jetta, which will basically eliminate that section there if you have just the base model Jetta. They don't come with the fog lights. So I already went and got everything together, and I'm pretty much in the home stretch. I got the power up here, and then the auxiliary to go in. I'm gonna actually have it come on with the factory lights whenever they click on, like my interior lighting. But underneath, I'll show you what you're gonna be looking at having to do. So basically, whenever you look under your car, you're gonna have your skid plate back there, and then you're gonna have what are they, T20 hex bits all along here and along the front. You're gonna have to take out. Once you get those out, then you're gonna move over to these ones here. You're gonna take these three out, and then the ones along the fender for the wheel well cover, you're gonna take all those out. And the reason you're gonna take those out is you're gonna actually have to pull all this apart to be able to get your hand in there, basically, to be able to pop out the original factory cover. So you'll have to remove one. There'll be let me see if I can zoom in on it. One hex bit there, and then on the back side of where that hex bit is mounted, you're actually gonna have one there on the factory side. Now, one thing Volkswagen did do is they gave you let me see if I can get up to it. They gave you spots where you'll just put those hex bits in. They're not threaded, so I would advise threading it before you put the fog light in and try and thread it. There will also be T20s, so you'll have one up top, and then when you put it back together, you'll have the one down here, as well as another one right there. So once you get that done, it's a lot of hand cutting, swearing, and fun from there. You'll have to pull that whole black piece back and wedge your arm in there, and then those white clips, you'll have to push up on those, and then you'll be able to push in the factory black cover. Once you get all that done, then you can stretch your wiring. I did purchase this whole setup on eBay. I think it was like $100 maybe. For some reason, I'm thinking it was on the lower side of like 89 with tax. The fog light housings do come with bulbs. However, I did replace mine with LEDs. For the simple fact that my headlights are LED, so I don't want to run halogen bulbs. So I picked the closest brightness to the factory LEDs. And then one of the nice things is once you get everything all mounted, then your adjustment screw will be right there. So I mean, overall, they look pretty cool. It definitely gives it a different look up front. Let's see if I can get you on the other side. For the most part, everything goes in. It's pretty much a direct fit. The worst part of the whole modification is trying to get out the factory covers. Um, so once you get the factory covers out, you literally can just put these ones right in from behind, and then they'll snap right back into place. And yeah, I did forget to mention, on your skid plate, you'll have 2 or 3 bits in the back here. They will be I believe they're T40, yeah, they're T45s. They'll be in the back here. They will look like this. I just try and section off most of my stuff, so I have everything accounted for each area I remove something from. But then once you get over to this side, the passenger side was a lot easier to do than the driver's side. The driver's side was probably the biggest pain in the ass, because once you're under the car, you don't have a whole lot of room to maneuver with working on the driver's side. But once all that's mounted, and you have your fog lights mounted, and you run your main wire across, the setup I got on eBay came with a relay, and then you'll have a ground wire, the main wire that goes to your battery, and then your trip wire or your auxiliary wire to tell the lights to turn on. So I ended up just grounding it out right here to the factory ground, which that'll be a 13 millimeter. So you can just ground that there. I did have to extend some of the wires, mainly the one that I need to go into the car, and the one for the battery I had to extend a little bit as well. So pretty much from here I just gotta zip tie this down, clean that up a little better, and I want to give the other side, the wiring, some slack, because I have some slack here. So I'm gonna stretch this across, secure it a couple more times, and put the skid plate back on, and then finish everything else by getting the wire inside the vehicle, where I'll tap into the factory wire that controls your automatic light sense. Or if you end up turning the lights off on your actual light switch, it also does that. If you're looking for that wire, it'll be on the driver's side. You'll have to pull off your side panel inside the vehicle, and it'll be in the main harness, the main factory harness. And it's going to be a gray wire with a green stripe in it. And you can literally just tap into that. That's actually the license plate light, which they automatically come on with the rest of your lights when it's on the auto function. So that's what I did with the LEDs inside under the dash, as well as my gauges, to have them light up when my lights actually click on. If it's sunny out, I don't need my gauges lit up. So, but trying to think if there's anything else that you guys might run into. I mean, pretty much it's a straightforward thing. Once you get the skid plate off, you'll be able to see where you got to pop stuff out to be able to push on the factory cover to get it out. Like I said before, it's a pain in the ass to get them out. Driver side is the hardest, so I saved that for the last. Passenger side, I did that side. It went fairly easy, being able to move around with that end. But the driver side was definitely a pain in the ass. So give you a heads up on that. And so I'm going to finish tightening down the ground and then run the rest of my wires in, and I'll pick the video back up there once I have a final product for you. All right, everybody, so we're back. I got everything run to the interior of the car. I went ahead and put the key in the ignition. I always have my headlights set to auto, unless it's cloudy out and they just come on for it just being cloudy, but it's not technically dark. Then I'll just shut them off or run with the parking lights on or whatever. But so this is the final product. Like I said in the previous part of the video, they are LED bulbs. I did not do the halogen bulbs that came with them. The kit will come with everything you will need to actually do it. You might have to extend the wires a little bit. I ran mine in. Your one wire will go to the battery, one will go to the ground, and then under here is your main factory harness. There's the gray wire with the green stripe in it. Literally runs right in this track. That's the one I tapped into for my underglow lighting to come on with the auto function. Then, you know, if I shut it off, then they go off as well. Likewise with the gauges. But then, being that they're gonna come on with my regular lights, I did a quick disconnect, and I still gotta clip this zip tie. But I mean, I have other electrical things I've done in here behind this, so I just cleaned it up and keep it nice and uniformed. There's not a whole lot of space in here to actually, you know, make it super clean and uniformed, but as clean as possible. But I did do the male and female connector, so then come inspection time I can just disconnect them, because they won't go off with my high beams. They'll actually just still stay on with the high beams on, and in Pennsylvania that will fail the inspection portion of that. So it'll, depending upon the mechanic you take it to, it will technically fail. The vehicle code here says they have to go off with the high beam. Considering I've had my car just under 2 years, and I may have used the high beams maybe 20 times, just for the simple fact that the LED headlights, the low beams, are already bright enough to the point where I have people flashing me because they think my high beams are on. So I don't ever feel the need to use my high beams unless like I'm in a dark back road or whatever, and I want to keep a heads up for deer or whatever. So, but I'll just disconnect that and then plug it back in after it's inspected. The inspection or the vehicle code says they can be there. They don't have to technically be working. They could be for show or anything of that nature. But if they're considered working at the time of inspection, then they have to go off with the high beams. Trying to think of anything else that might be helpful if you guys are looking to do the same thing. Like in all my videos, I will put a link for the exact item I bought on eBay, and that will be in the description. So all you'll have to do is click on that, and it'll just carry you over to eBay, and you can go from there with it, as far as, checking out and everything else. But I say it in all my videos, if you have a question, feel free to ask. I will get back to you. Normally it's within like a day, maybe 2 at the most. And if I don't have an answer for you, I will leave you know that I don't know. But I will do some research and get back to you with hopefully an answer that helps you and what you're trying to do. And like always, feel free to subscribe. I did say if I hit 1,000 subscribers, I would be installing, just gotta move some stuff, the front mount intercooler that I purchased for my Jetta. So like always, feel free to subscribe. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask, and I'll get back to you within a day or two. Thanks for watching.